Alright guys, welcome back. Last video was the oil change on the Evo, and since then, it's been some time. I had some issues with power being out for a few days there, so there was that, and then I also had to work a ton. But I'm back now, and I actually had the first major issue with the Evo, which I'm going to tell you about. These people are looking at me very weirdly. But, what are you doing? They're going very slow. What are you doing over here? I'm trying to record over here. Anyway, so the first major issue with the Evo, like to the point where I couldn't drive it. So I was driving home from work one day. I was going up Ogleby Hill, like driving 100% normally. All of a sudden, it started like jerking and like kind of cutting out. And I looked at the AFR and it was running at like 10. The richest it usually runs at wide open throttle is 11.5. So it was at 10. And then I started driving normally again, and it just kind of, and it was like bouncing all over the place, like between 10 and 13. It was kind of sitting at 13 and dropped to 12, like driving normally. Keep in mind, when I drive normally, usually it's at like 15, 16, sometimes 17. But yeah, and then I drove it home, was parking it, and it kept like trying to stall out, and it was running, it was like idling at like 10, and I was like, oh, what? So I ended up having to coast it into its place because it wouldn't stay running long enough for me to actually drive it. So after all of that, I started researching a bunch of stuff on the internet, going through forums, asking a bunch of people I know who know about Evos, who know about a lot about cars as well, just to see what they thought. And the first thing I checked were the sensors on the intake manifold, which I'll show you guys now. Okay, so the first thing I checked were these sensors. So the map sensor is right here. I checked that. I took it off, cleaned it. Then I also checked the throttle position sensor, which is back around here in the back. Took that off, cleaned it. I also checked the IAC, which I wanted to do since I bought it. Maybe fix my idling issues. But the guy before me actually upgraded this already to the Evo 9 IAC, and it was perfectly clean. So I still don't know what my idling issues are like sometimes and why it idles high when I have AC or defrost on. If any of you guys know that, just drop in the comments, let me know. But yeah, I checked all the sensors. Also, if anyone knows what this is, I don't, let me know. But anyway, yeah, I checked all those, cleaned all those, started up, it still didn't fix it. Talked to some more people. They then said to check the plugs, which I was going to do in the first anyway. So basically, take this cover off. It's coil on plug. There's a carbon fiber piece under here. Actually, you can see it right there with all the pieces in it. You basically take that off, pull that out. Plugs are 13/16. Slide the deep well socket down over there with that little rubber grommet because it's a spark plug socket. Pull them out. They were disgusting. I don't have the spark plugs anymore to show you guys because my friend threw them out. But yeah, they were not good. So I replaced them with the new spark plugs. I got NGK iridiums, and it honestly, it runs. I shouldn't say this. It runs perfectly now. Knock on wood. Because here's where I think this is where I went wrong. So my friend was asking me, "Oh, how the Evo is running?" And I was like, it's running great. And then a couple days later, it had an issue. So that's why I don't say my cars are running good or my cars are running great or I'm not having any issues. That's why I always say they're fine for now, because it keeps me from jinxing myself. So the Evo is fine for now. It is not good. It's fine for now. You're fine for now, okay? Don't give me any more issues. But yeah, guys, so something else really cool I found out. So, where I work, a manager from a different store actually came to my store and was like, "Hey, I think you actually own my friend's old Evo." And I was like, "Really?" He started showing me pictures, and I'm like, I think that might be it, because it had like the same headlights and the same like bumper quick release, all that other stuff. And then I started looking more into it, and it had the tint, it had the black roof, it had the carbon fiber trunk, it had the wheels. I was like, that's it. So I ended up following the guy on Instagram. He followed me back. It's super freaking cool because I got to talk to him. I actually know what's done to the car now. I actually know horsepower and torque numbers on a Mustang dyno. So that's freaking awesome. I also now know what coilovers he went with. So I know, like, you know, where they want their preload set and all that other stuff. But yeah, it's super freaking cool actually being able to talk to the guy that owned the Evo before me. He owned it for, I think, like 2,600 miles, he said. So yeah, that's super, super cool. But anyway, guys, that's a little update on the Evo. I need to go get gas now, so I'm probably gonna do a little POV on the way there. And I'll see you guys next video. One of the things that really sold me on this car, and I know it kind of sounds stupid, but oh, that first gear whine, I freaking just love it, guys. Like, listen to it. That's one of the things that actually sold me on the Evo, was the gear whine in first. It's so cool. I love the sound of gearboxes. Like, I think, like, it's such an underrated, like, sound. Like, you never actually hear it anyway. So it's so cool when you can actually hear it. I want to actually put full-on straight-cut gears in a car at some point with no, like, sound deadening. I want to hear that. I'm gonna do it. You know what? I'm not gonna say it would sound so cool. It's gonna sound so cool because I'm gonna do it to a car at some point. Maybe get like a project drift car or something like that. I've always kind of wanted to do that. It might happen. I might just throw straight-cut gears in like a 240 or something like that. That'd be super cool. It just sounds so good. Something else, guys, so I completely readjusted my seating position in this car. So at first I felt like I was like way too lean back and everything, so I readjusted it like entirely, and I'm in a completely different position now somehow. I thought I adjusted it the same way the first time I did it, but I'm in a completely different position. I'm actually sitting upright. I'm close enough to the steering wheel. I feel like I have way more control over this car than I used to. Like, I actually feel like I can properly drive it now, which is definitely a plus. So seating position in cars is super important. It genuinely is super important whenever you're actually driving the car. Love the blow-off noises. There's your Raptor.